Hey, been a while. How long has it been? Let me check. It's been a good 7 months since we've been seeing each other, and surprise, I'm alive. Don't mind this outfit. This shirt is just to purely cover up my unshaved armpits, which I really don't want to show on camera. So yeah. Anyways, I've been in college, and so far it's been a roller coaster of a ride. This is sort of like a get ready, kind of catch up with me kind of style thing. And I've also, I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of letters. I tried to cut a shag, but it kind of grew out. So yeah, I might cut it again. It's kind of fun. So we'll see. Yeah, my birthday just passed too. And those are just like the meh details. It's Thanksgiving break, so I'm back. I was supposed to have school today, but my first class got canceled, and my second class, it was still like, oh, you should come, but like the main thing that she said was just to oh my god, was to just turn in your essay, which is like 10 pages long. And I turned it in early for like college in general. In the beginning, I was kind of struggling a little bit, which is like, you know, typical for like a new college student, because I didn't realize how like either harshly like the teachers or like professors will grade, or using the matte putty primer, how harshly the teachers will grade for essays. So I just I wouldn't say I didn't take it as seriously, but I was still doing my essays based off of like the high school criteria, which is like, this is college now, which I did understand, but I didn't think that they would grade as harshly as they did. So I guess in a way I didn't try as hard as I should have. So my essays, I had 2 essays that came out not on par for what I would like for my grades to be at. So like they were like C's. So when the next essay came out, they both raised, which is good, but one of them being English, my English teacher just grades so harshly for no reason. Like I think I did good on the essay, and like I did what he asked in terms of like, we had these conferences with the teacher, and he gave me notes, and I did those notes. I corrected what I needed to be corrected, and then on like that, when I finally turned it in, it's like, oh, you should be better, get better at like doing this. Like, well, you never told me that. If you would have told me at the conference, I would have done it. And then there's a thing called Rate My Teachers, or like Rate My Professor, something like that. You go on the website and you put in your professor's name. And it should give you like a rating of like out of like 5, how people like your professor. And this teacher has like a 2.9 or something star rating, so it's pretty bad. So I think it's hard to get an A, and the class is not interesting, blah blah blah, which is like, I don't expect the class to be interesting. It's class in general. It's like, the class isn't interesting, I don't really care. Now I'm gonna go with my e.l.f. hydrating concealer. There's a lot of participation points. If you miss a day of class, he'll dock points for it unless you tell him about it, because I missed a day of class and I got half the participation points that I needed. So I was like, oh, okay. Now I found out that we have like a whole extension thing that we could use. I was like, when did you tell us this? I don't remember, because I go to class every single day. Well, I skipped yesterday because I was tired and I fell asleep. Slept right through it. I didn't even know my alarm sounded. Or if it did, forgot about it. Anyways, moving on from this teacher, I have a biology teacher who, again, going back to the ratings, has a 1 point something out of 5 rating. Out of like, there was not even like, oh, just a couple, like there were like probably like 50 people or like over 10 people. Who knows this? I'm just gonna go into my e.l.f. little eyeshadow palette in Carnival Candy. But I'm gonna go in with this one to kind of set my concealer since I didn't pack a powder. She has a really low rating, and it's a good reason why, because she doesn't teach. This is an online class, which is hard already for biology, and she will have modules which contain our course, like what we're doing in like throughout the week, because there's not much homework, but there's a lot of reading with the modules. So we have these modules. It's usually like around 20 pages, and that contains like, she suggests that we read book 2. It's like, they don't really use it. Out of the books, I would say don't buy the books because they tell us to like, oh, you should use the books, but I never use the books. I mean, I use my chemistry books for like different problems, for like if I wanted to like study. There's usually problems in there, which is nice. So, but in biology, I never once open a book for learning purposes. I just like, for learning purposes, what else would I use a book for? Okay, but anyways, read the module. The module also has videos. The short ones are around like 5-10 minutes, and the long ones are around 20. So, we're already spending a lot of time taking notes over the module, and now you want us to take notes over the videos too. It's already basically double the amount of work. And then we have worksheet questions, and you would think for the sorry, I have my makeup in like these plastic bags, Ziploc bags, but you would think with it being 20 pages along with all these extra reading stuff, that like the worksheet she'll have us do, or the homework she'll have us do, will be long too. Nope, just like six questions. I mean, sure, it sounds easy, but like with all that work for 6 questions, seems kind of useless, I guess. For my brows, I use both e.l.f. products. They're Ultra Precise Brow Pencil and then the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So that's what I use for my brows. I have for class Tuesdays and Thursdays. And on Tuesdays, we have group work, which, okay, we'll go into breakout rooms, which is Zoom. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what that is. We'll have breakout rooms, and there'll be like around 6 people in there, I think. And I already hate group work as it is, 'cause she only has like one person turn it in and just put our names on top, which like, yeah, makes sense. But then if that one person doesn't turn it in, which happened like a couple weeks ago, it would just be like a 0 for the whole group, which is annoying. So we'll go into breakout rooms, and she'll have these questions up. So we'll do the questions, and she gives us like 15-20 minutes, I think, of class time to do this. And then when we come back, she just reviews the answers, and that's basically it for Tuesdays. She just does that. And then on Thursdays, we have a thing called eye clickers, which is basically just like, we'll have questions up on the board, and the class will like submit their answers on this eye clicker, either for participation points like some teachers do, or 4 points like this teacher does. But the thing is, with these eye clickers, she'll teach throughout the lesson, which I'll give her credit for, but it's like the big, like, it's not over everything. Ow, I just poked myself in the eye. It's not over everything, and the reason I know it's not over everything is because at the end she'll be like, okay, what do we want to learn more about? And these answers were like, we have not even discussed oh my gosh, sorry, we have not even discussed in class yet. Oh my god, did you hear that? It was my stomach. I have no idea if you heard that, but I just wanted to point out that was indeed my stomach. Okay, and then I just took this Inglot little palette that I created with Inglot, and I just took the warm shade and just went all over my eyes with it. And also it's for points, so, and with it being online, students are more likely to want to cheat on them, and she's like very against cheating. I know so many of these people are cheating on these things. We're like looking questions up online and stuff like that. Since with the modules being this long, no one wants to do them. The clicker questions have no relation to what she's like talking about in class. She'll be talking about like protein synthesis, and the question will be over like a whole nother topic. It's our fault if we don't do the modules and we get a bad grade. Sure, it's our fault, but at the same time, wouldn't you want to go over what's in the module to the students, like actually, you know, somewhat resemble teaching? I'm just saying. Okay, I went over my eyes, kind of like shimmered it up a little bit with the ColourPop Lunch Money highlighter. I kind of feel like doing a liner. This is like my recently like favorite look to do. So sometimes I do a liner, sometimes I don't. This is the ColourPop liquid liner, and there's color brown. I don't like black liner because I feel like it's just too much. For quizzes, she has a time limit on them. It's like, if our class time is like an hour and 15 minutes, why the heck do we have a 30-minute time limit? Not like we're doing them in class where like you will have like a lesson on them. No, this is all over online, so why wouldn't you give us more time to do these questions? Okay, this isn't the best liner look I've done. If you're thinking about getting a liquid liner, I would not recommend the ColourPop one. It's just too hard to work with, and like the tip of the eyeliner gets like a little frayed, so it doesn't even deposit pigment onto the skin unless you use the sides, which is just more difficult. Not a fan of how the teacher teaches, and I don't learn that way. Like, if you're gonna do a lecture, just do a plain lecture where you're teaching in class. My favorite class right now is chemistry, and how she teaches, because hers is also a lecture class, but it's also in person, so I like in person for core classes a lot better. Just a typical lecture over like a PowerPoint or slides, and she also asks clicker questions, but it's participation points. She just wants to basically gauge whether or not we're understanding this, and if there's not a lot of people that's understanding it, she'll go over it again. And she has like examples of, she's just a very good teacher, and for a chemistry class she makes things like very easy to understand. So like in the beginning I wasn't really trying. Like, I think that was my issue in the beginning, and why I'm working so hard right now to get my grades back up is because I wasn't really trying in like the beginning of the semester. I thought it was gonna be like high school, which it turned out not to be, and I got my ass whooped. Blah blah blah, we get it. I'm dumb. She was the one that got me really interested in chemistry, because once my grades started like dropping, I was like, okay, I can't just like slack off anymore. And she tells us exactly what's gonna be on the quizzes and exams and what's not, because we'll go through lessons pretty fast, and since the quizzes are relatively short, there's only like probably like 3-5 questions on there. Some things will not be covered, so she just tells us what's gonna be on it. Before tests, she'll have like study guides for us, and right now I wouldn't say I have like the best grade ever. Like, I still want to raise it. Like, I have a high B at the moment, but I want to raise it to an A, which I think I should be able to do. If we just took a quiz, I mean not a quiz, a test recently, so if I do good on a test, it could raise my grade to an A. So I'm using my bronzer, which is the NYX matte bronzer in the shade medium. I'm gonna do my nose contour. Here, I'd like for this part to be thinner, so I'll go like right here and then just push down. and then go up that way into the crease, and then do the same for the other side. I know this looks crazy right now, but hang tight. Then I blend it out. And then I'm currently living in a dorm. It sucks. The place looks nice as in itself. I just used the Glossier Cloud paint in the shade Dusk. I'm kind of running out, but I have a backup, not of this, but like a backup blush handy. I'll take that same cloud paint and put it in my lips, even though I will look kind of ashy later, but I'll show you what I do. It looks nice, but like I'm living there when currently it has construction, so we have a discount on like the rent and stuff. So next year it's gonna be like a whole lot more money. It's like $1,000, I think. I'm gonna take this Revlon Super Lustrous The Shine lipstick in the shade Rum Raisin and just put it in the center. So take a little bit of like an ombre moment. And then at night, people that are drunk and doesn't care about other people will run around the hallway screaming. Like one instance was pretty recently. It was 2 a.m. I was asleep, and these like couple people decided to start screaming and running down the hallway, which woke me up from my sleep. Like, do you not have any human decency to not scream in the middle of the like night? I get that you're awake, but other people aren't. And then we had to also move twice because they claimed that the new rooms be ready once school starts. It was not. So we had a temporary room. New room doesn't have any storage, which is annoying. With the old temporary rooms, they had like 5 or 6 shelves, like big shelves on like the walls, hanging on the walls. New room doesn't have that, so we had to buy our own storage. The bathroom is a lot smaller, but like the people there are very nice. There are like some that are like, oh, you're racist, but majority of them are nice. I made friends with a lot of people. I'm kind of a bitch. Not even kinda, I am a bitch. I know I'm a bitch. So like I'm very rude, and all my friends know this. And I think I should just like limit myself down to like stop being a bitch, because like there are people I don't know there, and they just see me acting like aloof, like a bitch, and I should stop, but like am I realistically going to? No. So yeah, I don't really care. At least I own it. At least I don't try to hide it. It's like, oh, I'm not a bitch, I swear. It's like, oh well. Oh, and we recently had like a Friendsgiving thing where we invited some people. There's like this person that we all used to be friends with, but not anymore, because she said some very hurtful things to one of my other friends. So majority of like our suite who were friends with her don't really like her as much. But we can't really talk to her about it until like after break, which is totally fine. And so a lot of drama went down that day. Friendsgiving, not really giving, I guess. So, but it was nice. I had food, so it was nice. We played poker. We just played some games. We talked. So other than that, like friend, it was nice. So that was my college experience thus far. So there was probably some that I missed completely, but it's all right. Okay, thank you for watching this video, guys, and I will see you probably in like another 7 months. Okay, bye.